yeah, I mean, it's just living from hand to mouth here. And what bothers me is the lack of any sort of will to rebuild. I think these people are just run out of steam. Mas Estado ainda não distribuir?
O Estado ainda não nos deu nada aqui.
Zero?
Zero.
Não uma saco?
Yeah, pretty hardcore.
They came from
These current images are worryingly similar to what Mozambique's northern islands looked like in the days after Cyclone Kenneth. At the time, NGO Rescue South Africa had travelled to that country to help. eNCA was there, and this is an exclusive view from the ground. The Rescue South Africa team has arrived in Pemba in northern Mozambique. They're here to assist in the aftermath of Cyclone Kenneth. Now, this is not the first time that the team is in the country. They were here just last month to assist after Cyclone Idai struck. For now, the team has set up base at the Pemba airport. They're here to plan their next move. They have been invited here by the United Nations as well as the Mozambican government. The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs has been working in Mozambique over several weeks, assisting Cyclone Idai victims.
We delivered food to currently about 1.4 million people, and that operation is still ongoing. Now, while that's happening, Kenneth snuck up on us. It hit the Comoros, killed a couple of people there very sadly, really made a mess, and then moved on to Mozambique. And it hit not far from where we're standing, about 100 clicks north of here. It passed over a series of islands, the centre of which is Ibo, and then it crashed into the mainland, far stronger than we thought it would be.
Information is still limited, and rescuers are anxious about what tomorrow holds. In the evening, we were told by one of those people working on the UN team that they had pulled out 4 bodies as a result of structural collapse as well as a mudslide. So although many are saying that the situation in central Pemba is not that bad, there are still these incidents. The team has been up since first light to pack their equipment and strategize. But they won't be going anywhere until the weather clears up and an aircraft becomes available. What other reports are we getting about those communities, particularly on the islands?
It has been 4 to 5 days now. Those haven't received any nourishment at all. They haven't even gone to the islands. We don't even know what their needs are. But we know for a fact they've had no food. We know from aerial view from the fixed wings that have flown over there that the entire island is flattened.
We accompany the last of the team members on a flight out just after midday. From up here, the Carimbas archipelago still looks like the holiday destination it is. The true devastation, though, will only be seen later. Our route through Ibo is bumpy, surrounded by remnants of the severe storm. The partially damaged Ibo Lodge will be our base for the next few days. Electricity and cellular infrastructure is down, and there's only an intermittent water supply. Upstairs, John Gorenflow of the Mission Aviation Fellowship is urgently trying to get satellite connectivity up. Meanwhile, the first team has already been deployed to Matemo for an assessment.
Once that Team 2 arrives back, we'll have a full assessment, and then we'll take action and put either a search and rescue or relief program in place for that island tomorrow morning.
The Rescue SA team has already started its assessments on Ibo as well as Matemo Island. It still has work to do here, but is currently waiting for further deployments based on what the Mozambican government says. In the interim, we've decided to walk around Ibo Island just to see the extent of the damage that was caused by Cyclone Kenneth. Remarkably, there are no reported deaths among the 5,000 who live here, thanks to early evacuations. But it's estimated that 90% of the structures are damaged. Among them, schools and the only hospital.
Now it's home, we're not learning because the school is broken, so no one coming to school, or even teachers, we have no house, nothing.
You yourself, you were saying to me a little while ago that you have to stay at the lodge where you're working at the moment.
Yeah. Now I'm staying there to lodge because I have no house, my house is broken, so I'm still staying there to lodge. They are helping us.
So you don't know when you're coming back to school?
Não sabe a quando você vai vir aqui?
Bom, a quando, segundo o governador da província, disse o do dia 13 tem que arrancar, aonde não sabemos. Mas com essas condições, não sabemos por onde é que nós vamos retomar. 13 deste mês.
Okay,
segundo trimestre já.
Okay, so second president, he said that we will be nicely until 13 that month. So he will come back to say that, please, you can go on to teach. He will be everything organized.
Outside and just see the other parts of the school? Just see the other parts of the school? It's just after 6 a.m. and most of the Rescue SA team is heading back to Matemo Island. It takes almost an hour by boat. There was an assessment done here just yesterday. And after this, the team will visit one of the other islands to set up the runway so that airplanes are able to land. Left the boat behind. Some of the crew were here just 2 days ago, but for most of us, it's a foray into the unknown. The team sets about clearing the main road, which runs through the villages.
É por isso que nós aqui estamos a alimentar as crianças, estão a chorar com fome. Não temos comida, não temos nem de comer, nem o de quê. Ficamos mãos cruzadas, não temos nada nas casas. Queremos apoiar, seres apoiados.
Here in Matemo lands, people are suffering because this wave which is coming, passing this 25 of this month, and some children are very bad. They need help. The house is destroyed, and some humans are breaknecks. They need some help because they don't have food and different things to eat.
Along the way, we meet Kasamo Ibariza. He's trying to erect a shelter for his family. Ibariza won't forget what he saw.
We saw the raining, small raining, and the other body from 6 and 9. We come in strong. From 9 to 10 is coming very, very well, the wind.
And what did you do?
We do the other people was coming to stay the house. The other people we stay in the bush. So the other people we stay the way because we was very careful because the coconut and then bati, yes.
We've been walking for just about 4 hours or so, and we haven't reached where the team is trying to get to, and that's the local airport on the island. Now, their purpose here is to clear the pathways, to get rid of any trees that are in the way, as well as to identify any people who may be ill. Once a modest, self-sufficient community, they've now been robbed of what they'd worked a lifetime to build.
We don't have a way to sleep. We don't have a place to sleep, and we don't have the food. And we are seeing that most of our community, we confront some difficulties. I'm talking about the diseases, especially the stomachache. As you can see, our clinic is always destroyed. Also the schools, there is no how to start because all the school days are destroyed.
A team leader, Paul Herbst, is surveying the area ahead while the rest of the group takes a much-needed break. But he's been gone longer than expected.
It's been over an hour. So now Andre here is trying to make a plan. See if we can find Paul.
So the plan is we're going to send a search party out forward to go and look for one of our guys that went, which was supposed to be back already.
A short while later, they both return safely. It turns out one of the motorcycles had run out of fuel.
Do the 2 villages, and then the rest of us start heading back. Or one guy heads back. It's high tide now. We can bring a boat around. And
It's just after 1 p.m. and the team knows the hike back to the boat will be more challenging as darkness falls.
Let's go. Okay, you two gonna go?
Is there a third bike? Maybe another guy can go.
Let's see if we can get another bike. There is, if we have fuel.
Can you tell him the plan?
Okay. So the airport is fine. The runway is no problem. Okay. There's 2 more villages from here that they're going to go fix, and then the team is going to go back.
Oh, okay.
All right.
A few days ago, an official from the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs remarked to me that some of the islands around Mozambique looked like they'd been hit by a bulldozer. And until we came here to Matemo Island, that didn't really make sense. But now, looking at it, I understand exactly why that was said to me. There's very little left on Matemo Island. There's some relief as we find 2 tents have been dropped off by an aid organization during a flyover. After 8 days, residents here will finally have some form of shelter.
We've accomplished a lot. We've managed to get some villages or some residents, civilians into tents. We've distributed some aid, so we know for a fact we've done some.
With a 12-kilometer trip back to the boat, we once again barter with fuel to get a ride back on the only functioning motorized transport on the island.
The rest of the team is at the boat. We'll be going back to Ibo shortly.